Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the RVMan LP Exhibitions. We're almost done with Chapter 2. Actually, no, we are done with Chapter 2 as of this part. This is where we actually start crossing paths with the Hanzo students as Hebijo. Now, here's the thing. Unlike with the Hanzo part, where they fought off against the Hebijo students early on in Chapter 2, or at least after Chapter 2-3, the Hebijo students are already planning their attack, and they're going to make their attack now. And they'll have the order to actually go in and steal the super secret scroll. Which, by the way, was actually protected by Daidoji in their first attempt. But the second attempt actually was all Hibari's fault. That may be the same here, but it'll go about things a little bit differently. So in other words, despite the Hebijo students meeting the Hanzo students in the hot springs, now they're forced to fight. And obviously, that is exactly what Homura had pretty much mentioned back in episode 261. So on that note, what we're getting right now is pretty much a description of the super secret scroll, and not to mention, we're about to actually go over to Hebijo, not the Hebijo, to Hanzo, and take the scroll. But the thing is, Haruka actually has 3 loyal masochist ninjas who follow her around like dogs. And this is practically under the perspective of Haruka. And yeah, those dogs that I'm referring to are practically her gimps. Yes, that's the perfect word for them. Apparently, she's so much of a sadist that she actually has her own personal gimps. And yeah, this is the start of a story. And while this story is going on, I will tell you that we're about to get past the halfway mark of Hanzo, which I gotta say is a lot quicker than what I did with Hebijo. I mean, hell, we're already in Chapter 3 this episode, and we'll probably be at Chapter 3-2 by the end. If there's a story in 3-3, I'm gonna go on ahead and just probably do 2 more chapters the next episode, and actually throw in a free mode and try to get free mode done, because there are some pretty hard there's some pretty hard fights in free mode. I'm gonna just not lie to you, there are gonna be some pretty hard fights that I haven't finished yet, and that I'm gonna need all of my ninjas to be, or whatever ninjas I'm going to use for the free mode, to be at a certain level, or let alone be at a high level in yin and yang. So on that note, this pretty much introduces us to Haruka's, personal entourage of masochists, who pretty much ask for her torture. And unfortunately, they ask for her torture, on their own, and not due to the fact that Haruka has the ability to turn anyone into a sadist. Not a sadist, a masochist, sorry. Or make them all sexually aroused for her, at least. And yeah, things like this only happens when they're fully sexually aroused. Wow. Um, pretty much sadism. Well, what can I say about what you're listening to? It's pretty much full-on sadism. And yes, that's in a manga, by the way, in case you're wondering. I. Now, hold on one second. Let me actually find the name of that manga so I can finally find out, or at least roll on the lines of finally tell you all exactly where this scene is actually taking place. So I'll be right back. Well, I found the name of that manga. It's called Shinron Kagura Skirting Shadows. And it's a 4-volume manga that is probably going to be banned in Australia because their politicians are morons. Because they may think of Shinron Kagura as hentai, and it's not. In fact, I think the fan service in Skirting Shadows is all but almost non-existent. I mean, there is some fan service, but not too much. And this would be one of the scenes in that manga. And more importantly, if I'm not mistaken, even if it's not hentai, Australia did put like a sanction or a ban on selling manga from Amazon just recently. So, to all my Australian viewers, I told you what it is, and yeah, Australia's dicks for that. So on that note, it's time for the Hebijo students to infiltrate Hanzo Academy again. This time, there'll be no Momiji to stop them, because it's Hanzo's side of the story. And as I just sit here and wonder exactly why was this drawn in a manga but not actually made as an anime or as an animated cutscene or even an animated still or something. That'd be a whole lot better than a wall of text. I also gotta realize that most of this part is primarily this story. But bear in mind, afterwards, we got like maybe 2 stories and about 6 parts in this. Well, we got 2 chapters left and like 6 more fights in this chapter left too. And we'll be pretty much done with Hebijo. And on top of the fact, the final boss is definitely going to be its own part, considering the fact that that's a gauntlet. Not to mention, then there's the fight with Rin, which that takes place. So, other than that, I'm going to have to actually make those their own separate parts, because that fight with Rin is also a gauntlet. So, Haruka just basically had her dogs search everywhere, and they somehow managed to find the super secret scroll on the first try. Better than the damn Imperial Seal in Dynasty Warriors 4. I'm still bitter about that shit. Took me almost 20 minutes to find that damn thing. I had to cut out a lot, and I repeat, a lot of backtracking because of the fact that the damn Imperial Seal, you had to brick certain boxes just for it to appear. It's annoying. That's why I call it the derp. But these guys are very lucky. Extremely lucky. So on that note, we just need to actually wait for the mission to start. And much like with Hibari back in Hanzo, the moment the dogs open the scroll, it's actually blank. And uh-oh. Oh, right. It has a failsafe mechanism, I forgot. See, here's the thing. The super secret scroll for Hanzo has a failsafe that if enemies happen to touch it and try to use it for their own sinister purposes, and they're not strong enough to master it, well, they're going to turn into mindless drones. Or worse, they'll probably die. In other words, it's pretty much a dangerous genjutsu that's been placed on all of them. Something akin to Sharingan. Although not as bad, but still. Bear in mind, folks, genjutsu is what killed, I'm trying to think, well, not killed, but rather pretty much beaten up Kurenai without Itachi even lifting a finger. Although I can't say the same for Asuka, who got his ass kicked. I mean, Asura, sorry. But whatever the case. No more Naruto references, I swear. But with that said, the scroll has pretty much turned not just Haruka's dogs, but also turned pretty much the entirety of the strike force, save for Mirai. Okay, maybe not Mirai, she may be a little bit affected, but Haruka's fine. Haruka's fine and dandy. Everyone else who is too weak to handle it has been, well, transmogrified. So we're gonna have to beat every last one of these guys up. Oh, and sorry if you hear my bed in the background. I'm slipping off of it. So, this is gonna be pretty brutal. Wait, no it's not, because it's actually going to be, it's basically going to be a cutscene, only a text scene of them being completely beaten. But we're going to be facing mooks. Nothing but mooks. But despite... But Haruka still loves, well, having someone to torment. And unfortunately, she can't really do too much. So, Mirai is a little bit affected. So that means Haruka's gonna have to pretty much call it quits for now. This mission is probably gonna be a complete failure. No, not the mission I'm doing, but them trying to take the scroll is gonna be a complete failure. Because the scroll practically almost killed them all. Oh, but to make things worse, you thought that Mirai was slightly affected by the scroll? Oh no. Later on in this chapter, that is all. Alright. We're just gonna have to beat the hell out of everybody. And that means killing every last person. For the most part, as bad as it is that they're killing their teammates, it's kind of a no choice, because nothing they could do can actually reverse the genjutsu that's been put on them. Alright. Well, even though Mirai's a little naive, she kind of has no choice. So let's go on ahead and escape this area. And that's practically all we're doing. And we're doing this in frantic mode. So on that note, let's start laying some beatdowns on people. Oh, and for the record, ladies and gentlemen, in this in this area actually, your actual scrolls will be gained faster in this state. Oh, it's not because of the fact I'm in frantic. Oh, I thought I actually killed somebody. Never mind. But as I was saying, in this stage in general, whether it's on frantic or whether it's regular, you're gonna still be gaining some scrolls really fast because of the stage effects, basically. So you're not wasting any scrolls. You're just gonna be trying to gain at least maybe 2 or 3 scrolls and you'll be just fine. And I killed her before she actually, well, died. Hold on. Oh, crap. The barrier lifted. I went the wrong way. Hold on. I went the wrong way, fool. Turn around. Yeah, sometimes I kind of hate the school environment because for some reason, when the barrier's lifted, you end up thinking that, oh, wait, I gotta go that way. Well, no, you don't. Let's see. We can't go back, so we're gonna have to keep forward. And by the way, there's no scroll here. I totally forgot that. And I got hit. Damn it. Oh, damn it. Oh, whoa. That was painful. And that takes care of everybody in the way. So let's go through the class, through the doors. And that should be the end of the mission. All we had to do was escape. And with that, Haruka pretty much won this. However, I accidentally make a mistake. And well, that mistake is I actually continue on with Haruka, basically. Like I did with Asuka at the very beginning of this playthrough. Well, sadly, they kind of had no choice but to kill their team since they've all been turned into rabbit monsters, basically. I wouldn't say, like, physically, but mentally, yes. And here's the thing. They were sent into this mission without even actually thinking about the failsafe mechanisms. And honestly, I wish this was a thumbnail. I really would. But for some reason, YouTube is cracking down on thumbnails. But nonetheless, we got an A+ for this one. And, that's just robbery. Whatever. And then I accidentally pushed the next mission because I was going to actually switch over to Yomi. Speaking of which, Yomi actually crossed paths with Ikaruga. Who, by the way, has occupied Ikaruga because the attack on Hanzo had begun. Yomi finally confronted Ikaruga and is also pissed off about her family heritage. And by her, I meant Ikaruga. We already established that. But this was like early into, or should I say, early in Chapter 3, that Ikaruga actually ran into Yomi. And Yomi has a disdain for actual rich people. Imagine my shock. Well, Yomi practically hates all rich people because all rich people neglect her slums. And more importantly, she hates anybody who happens to be related to a rich person. In turn, Ikaruga. Yeah, being poor will make you bitter. So, unfortunately, we're going to have a showdown with Ikaruga. And funnily enough, this isn't a Mook battle. She don't realize that the only reason why Ikaruga is even in a royal, I should say a wealthy family, is because of the fact that Ikaruga's adoptive father picked her up off the slums so that she could actually surpass her son, surpass the guy's son, and become the heir to the throne and also the owner of Hiei, because of the fact that the son was, well, that's Muramasa if I'm not mistaken, or Masamune, that's what it is. Whatever the case is, he's pretty much a complacent idiot. That's why Ikaruga was adopted. So let's go beat up Ikaruga, shall we? Alright. Hold still. I'm gonna have to transform pretty soon. Oh, wait. Never mind. I can transform now. Ooh. Transform, you fool. There we go. You know, when Past Me did this stuff, he kinda fucks up. Actually, and by he, I mean me. But whatever the case. Sometimes I forget to, you know, block. That would really help. Alright. Haruka may be a bad choice against Ikaruga. Just saying. Or maybe not. Oh, we almost got her too. Damn. Oh well. Well, I did mess up her uniform badly. So let's just mess her up for the second time and hopefully beat her. Ah, Jesus. Ah, God, no! You took way too much damage from me. Ah, stopped her. Right in her tracks. That's what's up. There we go. We can finish this off right here. Come on. Let's do this. And one burst mode for the road. Come on. We're actually doing a lot here. Hell yes. And that's the end of Ikaruga. Wow. That's probably what I wanted, but it didn't happen that way. Well, early on in the match, anyway. Well, at least the battles with Hanzo is going to start getting tougher. Especially when I think they're playing off the level they're already at. Well, Ikaruga is in her underwear. And, she's not backing down. So even in frantic mode, it would be pretty much a tough challenge. So on that note, I think we've won this fight for now. However, there's still the matter of her being still broke to the point where she just can't stand Ikaruga's existence. I mean, there would be ways to help Yomi actually be less poverty-minded, but unfortunately, that never happens. So on that note, seeing as how her parents are dead, she practically is blaming everyone for them. But this is especially true for Ikaruga because she is the enemy, to be honest. And Yomi is gone. Yomi basically, Ikaruga wanted to be friends with Yomi, and Yomi's disdain for the affluent is pretty much obvious. And I should have gotten an A for that, or an A plus at least, but beggars can't be choosers. Besides, the A plus that I would have gotten would have gone to the score, I suppose. On that note, we're gonna switch over actually to the last enemy, and that is the stage where it's right. Ouch! I just spit my damn tongue. Oh, damn it! I said the stage where it's my heart is practically about Ikaruga and also about Hikage, but I'm going to use Rin because I haven't shown off Rin. Rin is indeed the headmaster for Hebijo, and we're about to see her in action as soon as we're done with the cutscene. And she still, for some reason, doesn't even remember Katsuragi's name. I mean, it's not hard. Her name is practically the only name she has. She doesn't have a last name because she discarded it to try to make sure that her parents doesn't get any more trouble than what they're already into. And primarily, Hikage's trying to make Katsuragi teach her how to have memories. I mean, not memories, but emotion. That's right. Despite how deadpan she looks. So on that note, Katsuragi basically wants a fight, and that would be an excuse to help her to have a good mood, I suppose? I guess. Not the worst thing I've seen written or heard written. On that note, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, I had to step off for a little bit. So on that note, what's happening is Hikage is trying to instigate a battle. I mean, she's not on a mission, she's trying to learn how to smile. And that's it. So on that note, this battle with Kisaragi is all for the fact of making her smile. And by her, I meant Hikage. So on that note, we won't be fighting as Hikage, but rather as Rin. Because I haven't showed Rin off yet until now. So let's fix that problem, shall we? First things first, I'm not using frantic mode. Because I need to power that up. So, Rin comes in with dual fan blades. They do chip damage. And Rin, by being a powerful shinobi, will also be one of the stronger of the bunch. Not only the fact that I pretty much used up my only well, actually, I missed my chance, actually, what I was trying to do to lock her into an infinite combo. And I missed that chance. However, I didn't miss a chance to show off, the ultimate outfit, well, an outfit, basically, that's DLC. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not her ultimate outfit. That was an accident. But her DLC outfit, which everybody can wear, obviously. It's not just hers. It just looks a lot better on her. That's all. Alright, let's continue on the... Ouch! God damn it! This is why it takes so long. I wasn't trying to show off. They have me locking on to her, but I constantly run into her kicks. That's okay. Let's just keep on bruising her. Even though she just transformed. Only thing that means is that she's not going to have an alibi for when she loses. And on that note, let's just stun. Oh, excuse me. As I was saying, let's just stun Katsuragi until we actually get enough on our meter to actually make this battle a lot easier. And that was stupid. Plain and simple. Come on. Let's end this already and stop running. Oof. That was close. Alright. Let's end this. Ooh. Well, needless to say, her dual-wielding sickles are getting the job done quite quickly. Albeit, this is Spanish dub. I mean, a Spanish... I was meant to say a sponge boss. But still, it's not that much of a sponge boss that we managed to knock her out of her clothes. So get used to seeing Rin. I think up until we actually instigate a fight with her near the end of the Hebijo playthrough, we will be fighting against Rin. I think. Don't quote me on that. And with that said, Katsuragi is beaten half to death by an emotionless person. And turns out she actually has some sort of happiness fighting Katsuragi. And unfortunately, Katsuragi's determination is probably clouded by the fact that she wants to reach behind Hikage and shake those titties. That's basically what she's thinking on her mind right now. And yeah, this is how Katsuragi would actually generally think. But whatever the case, folks, we're done here. And I will see you guys next episode of Senran Kagura. This is RVMan 985. Peace out. And watch as my show crushes as I don't get a level. Take care, folks.